Good morning, boys and girls. It is Monday, April 13th. We're on week 5 of videos. We just got the news this last week that we won't be coming back to school, which is very sad. It's very hard teaching to an empty room. I've told you guys that, but I miss your smiling faces and all the fun we had, and I'm so thankful for this year that I had with you and the third graders. You've been with me for quite a while, so I'm sad we can't have an ending of our school year. So hopefully when this is all over, we can have a fun party and say our byes, have a great summer to everyone, and we'll kind of see how everything plays out. But I would love to get together this summer if possible. All right, so we're going to move on with Daniel. We talked about Easter this last week, and then the week before we were talking about Daniel's friends, and we're going to talk about Daniel this week. Okay, I want to either you or have someone, maybe have your parents or brother or sister if they have them there, if you need a piece of paper and a pen. If you have a blindfold, great. Or mom and dad could blindfold you. Okay, what you're going to do is you need a blindfold, or you can just close your eyes, and you need a piece of paper and something to write with. Okay, I want you to close your eyes or use a blindfold, and I want you to write your name with your eyes closed or with a blindfold on, or you can have mom and dad do it, or one of your siblings. Okay, the reason is, okay, when you take that off, we would have done in school, we would have had someone come to the board and write their name with a blindfold on. And is it spelled right? Did you write it neatly? Is it spelled right? Okay, we're talking about confidence today. Did you have confidence as you wrote it that it was spelled right, even though you couldn't see? Okay, confidence means total trust or faith in someone or something. You might have, if you watched someone else do it, you might have thought, man, they didn't have very much confidence. They were nervous about it. Or I had confidence. I knew I could write it. I knew I could write my name even without looking. Okay, so that confidence is total trust and faith or someone or something. Well, we're going to see Daniel's action showed he had faith in God. He had confidence in God to help him give a message to the king. So after King Nebuchadnezzar's reign, the king that was there for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, his reign was over, and a new king came into power. His name was Belshazzar. After many years as king, he decided to have a banquet for 1,000 of the country's leaders. During this banquet, King Belshazzar asked his servants to use silver and gold drinking cups that Nebuchadnezzar's soldiers had taken from the temple of God in Jerusalem. As they admired the cups, the king and the leaders began to worship their false gods of gold, silver, iron, wood, and stone. Here we go again, you could say. Suddenly, the fingers of a human hand appeared on one of the walls and began writing a message that no one could read. I cannot imagine being there at this meal. I think that would be so awesome. Okay, so a hand just appears and starts writing on the wall. Well, King Belshazzar was so terrified by what was happening that his knees and legs were shaking. The queen came into the banquet hall and she was amazed by the writing on the wall. When she realized not even the wise men could tell the king what the message meant, she reminded King Belshazzar that Daniel had been able to solve many difficult problems for King Nebuchadnezzar. So King Belshazzar sent away for Daniel right away. When Daniel arrived, King Belshazzar promised to reward him if he could explain what the writing meant. So Daniel replied that the King Belshazzar did not need to give him an award. Daniel promptly and confidently told the king what he wanted to know. It was not a good message. The message said that the one true God judged King Belshazzar because he failed to honor God and he worshipped little gods. Instead, King Belshazzar would soon lose his kingdom and a new king from a different country would take his place. King Belshazzar was amazed at Daniel's ability to solve the mystery. He rewarded Daniel just as he had promised, even though Daniel didn't want a reward. That evening, King Belshazzar was killed and a new king, Darius, took over the kingdom of Babylon. So Daniel showed confidence in God. We don't get into a lot of detail, but I'm sure he prayed. I'm sure he prayed and asked God to show him what it was. Okay, that's a big job right there. His ability to know everything and God's omniscience was God's ability to know everything, and that helped Daniel to interpret the words written on the wall. Daniel didn't question the interpretation. He didn't wonder if it was correct. He had confidence that God would give him the words to tell the king. Daniel courageously told the king that message that God had revealed to him, even though it was a hard one, and the king, it might make him very angry. The message was called a prophecy, which is a message or instructions given directly by God to a prophet and told about something that would happen in the future. Daniel didn't want the king's reward here because he knew his ability to interpret the writing. It came from God. It didn't come from his own wisdom, but he prayed. He asked God to help him, and he had confidence that God was going to help him. We can have confidence in God. He's going to help us on our schoolwork. He's going to help us in our tough problems in life. He's going to help our family. We can have confidence in him and know that he is there for us no matter what. He will help us through. All right, we'll continue talking about Daniel this week and see what happens. All right, have a great Monday.